Speaker, it's Mike Murphy. I love your plan as you laid it out. The one thing, though, is President Trump is avoiding the mainstream media and taking his message to the people via Twitter. And a lot of times it's things like this ISIS victory, so important points, but a lot of times it's also getting off track on some things that seem to be a little bit unimportant, to say the least. So do you think he needs to just get the message clear on Twitter, or is he appealing to his base that wants to hear kind of the important and unimportant stuff as well?
You know, I once said to him, 10% less Trump would be 100% more effective. And he raised an eyebrow. He looked at me and he said, exactly what are you talking about? And they said, are you talking about my tweets? And I said, I love 80% of your tweets. And we were arguing between 80 and 95. But I do think there are times when he hurts himself. He's like somebody like a football player who trips himself up and falls on the ground because some of those tweets, I think, distract us. But there's a bigger story. Reagan came out of Iran-Contra, and Bill Clinton came out of the whole scandal because both of them focused on bigger things. Both of them rallied the country to things that mattered to the country. And both of them were very disciplined. They didn't get sucked into day after day staying on the news media agenda. They created an American people's agenda, whether it was health care or education or jobs. And the result was the country said, that guy's doing serious, real work, and these people are talking about junk. And he needs to separate out like that and do what Reagan and Clinton both did. And I think the tax cut bill, with economic growth and jobs as its driving goal, you know, you get back to 4 or 5% real growth. And by the way, Kevin McCarthy on a show this weekend had a great line that I'm trying to really research and put together just right. He said, the best year of the Obama economic 8 years was weaker than the worst year of Bill Clinton's 8 years. Now think about that. And I think we need to say, I mean, that's how bad the Obama years were economically. Trump's great driving goal has to be get the economy moving, get small business growing, get wages going up. Then he'll get reelected. The Republican Party will become the party of prosperity.
Right, for sure.
And I think we'll win handily in 18. That's the goal, not all this junk that we have.
Yeah.
Speaker, this is Rachel Campos. Steffi, how are you this morning? My question to you is, why doesn't the Senate just get rid of the filibuster rule? And when you talk about Trump barnstorming in August, shouldn't that be what he is getting the American people riled up about, to get them to change that rule so he can get his agenda through the Senate?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think if you focus on the tax cuts, you're going to get 8 Democrats and you're going to be able to break a filibuster. I mean, if you're out in the country and you're offering people dramatically lower taxes, dramatically more jobs in places where there are Democrats up for re-election in a Trump state, in Missouri, in Indiana, in North Dakota. There are 10 senators up for re-election, you know, in West Virginia. I think you could probably break a number of those, and so you wouldn't have to worry about whether or not you have the filibuster rule. I will say, and I'm a creature of the House, as you know, Rachel, I'm not a creature of the Senate, but I want to recommend everybody, if you want to have a better understanding, that Mitch McConnell has written an absolutely brilliant memoir called The Long Game. I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, and you sense in there that McConnell is a man of the Senate. He believes the Senate, as George Washington once said to Thomas Jefferson, that the Senate is the cooling saucer to the hot cup of coffee from the House, which was Washington's analogy, explaining why you needed both. And he would argue that the great failure of Obamacare was that they didn't get 6 or 8 Republicans to support it.
That's great analysis. Newt, good to see you, sir. Thanks so much.